Great job, Shane. Thank you, guys. You can be seated for a minute. Hey, thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Sean, and the team. Jordan Smarmo over there on the keys. There he is. How are you guys doing this morning? Good? Good. I got a couple minutes. I just want to talk about the cross. Have you heard of such a thing? Yes. Hey, Doug. You know, we usually start with the cross, and it's dark, and it's scary, and there's all of this kind of, Golgotha and skulls. But I want to start in a different place. I want to start in the Garden of Eden. And we don't usually think about starting the cross at the Garden of Eden. And the Garden of Eden is this place. Eden means well-watered place. And so imagine you have streams and you have waterfalls and you have lakes and you have rivers, but it's also a garden. It's called the Garden of Eden. And the garden engenders flowers and trees and fruit and vines and lots of things we don't have in New York City. We have masks and rats in New York City, no vines. And there's not only that, but there's the presence of God. And he comes and he meets with Adam and Eve in the cool of the day, and there's all these animals. There's like adventure and beauty and the presence of God, and that's how God starts humanity. We often start the message of the gospel with "you're bad," and we forget that God started the thing in beauty, in adventure, in his presence being with us. And then you know how the story goes. We get super smart and we decide to eat of the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. The one thing that was God, the one thing that we weren't allowed to touch, we decide to break the boundaries. We have a whole universe to play in, and we take what is God's. Now, what happens when you eat of the tree of the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil? When you consume what is good and evil, what happens is you become the arbiter of good and evil. You become the person that determines what's right and what's wrong. And from the Garden of Eden to the cross to today, human beings have taken what belongs to God and they've made the decision in their own hearts and their own minds, I will decide what's right and wrong, God. I will decide how to live my life. I will take of the fruit of the tree and I will be like God. Adam and Eve were like thieves. They were stealing what belonged to God. And then we go to the cross. And I don't know if you've ever seen this before, but on the side of Jesus, there are two people. And notice this, they're not sexual deviants. They're not adulterers. They're not murderers, or at least we don't think they are. They're two thieves. Side by side when Jesus is on the cross, and they represent humanity before Christ. And one thief says, "You prove it to me. You prove you're God." Again, I'm the arbiter of the universe. I'm the one who decides what's right and wrong. You prove yourself to me, God. And we have two groups of people that come to the cross. One that says, I will be the one that decides. And the other that says, no. Theologians call this guy the good thief. He said, no, what's happened to us is just. The reason we're here is because of us. The reason it's broken is not because of God, it's because of us. And he turns to Jesus and he says, this day, remember me in your Father's kingdom. And Jesus says this incredible thing that ties the story back to the beginning. He doesn't say, I'm going to welcome you into heaven. He doesn't say, I'm going to welcome you into the kingdom of God. He says, this day you will be with me in paradise. The garden, the presence of God, the beauty of God. And for every young person listening here, every person that has forgotten this, God has beauty for you according to his way. Thank you, guys.